Okay, I'm Daniel from Brazil.
Hi, Daniel.
Cinema. Hello.
Hi, Daniel.
Tim.
Hi.
Thank you for the opportunity and congratulations to being nominated of September 5.
Thank you
First
very much.
question.
Yes.
Let's go. How do you analyze yourself looking back at young man who made your short movie for Julian 20 years ago, award the Choking Awards, and now with new movie September 5 competing of one of the best films of the year?
Well, thanks first of all for researching my early movies. I feel that's quite cool of you. Yes, it's been quite a journey, not only from that very first movie, and that's also actually not my first, that was my first movie as a student, but I did some things before shorts. But yeah, it's also been especially a journey since we premiered the film in Venice, and now we had this incredible support from Paramount Pictures internationally, and it's quite an overwhelming journey, yes. So exciting times for me for sure, and I mostly appreciate that the movie will hopefully be seen a lot around the world.
Yes. So you are supported in the last two movies by Roland Emmerich.
Yes.
Your production guy from the last two movies, but your last two movies, it's about science fictions.
Yes.
What was the transitions like to film such a brutal true story, completely different from anything have ever done?
Yeah, I mean, of course, as you say, it was quite a transition. I mean, some processes, of course, are general movie making processes that are similar. Also, when you do science fiction, you'd also do research. But the thing that I mostly knew when approaching the story that was based on a real life story, on a historical event, is to do as much research as possible. And also the co-writer, Moritz Binder, that I developed the script with, is coming from, he studied documentary, and we wanted to, before even start to write, we wanted to do as much research as possible, trying to find out as much as possible. Also, because there were already movies before the subject, we also wanted to see, can we find out something new? And it was during that research process that we then found our angle and our perspective on how to tell the story.
Yes, thanks. And the last one, it's about research and reading about the movies too. What's the biggest challenge of retelling a brutal true story, but without losing its journalist edge?
No, sorry,
journalist point of view.
And the question? I didn't get the question. I'm sorry.
What's the biggest challenge to make a movie with a point of view of a journalist edge?
Okay. No, I mean, there's two big challenges. The one is, again, getting back to telling a story that is based on a true story. And so you want to be authentic as possible to what we heard from these people that we talked to, eyewitnesses actually experienced that marathon broadcasting themselves. So you want to stay true to that. Another challenge from a filmmaker's point of view is, how do I tell a story that actually takes place entirely in one room, right? But this is also something that I found an interesting challenge. This is actually something that made me really engage with the idea of telling it from that perspective, because yeah, there's almost like something Hitchcockian, right, about that idea. Hitchcock was obsessed with telling stories from a tight perspective, and so the DP, Marcus Furler, and we discussed a lot on how can we, even though we are constantly in that tight setting, how can we open the world in a way that the editor, Hans-Jörg Weisbrich, and I discussed a lot on how do we keep the audience engaged, even though it takes place completely in that studio setting.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for your time. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Daniel.